What is up, everybody? Janelle here with another From Me to You real quick. I want to talk about the troubles of the UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones and the lines between your professional life and your personal life and how they're being blurred, and I don't like it. So first up, Jon Jones. Sunday, committed a hit and run. He hit a 25-year-old woman, non-life-threatening injuries. She was checked out by the hospital. She's fine. He ran. They had witnesses. They had the vehicle information. He turned himself in. He was under the influence. They found marijuana in the car. The UFC decided to strip him of his belt and suspend him indefinitely. And I agree. DC and Anthony Rumble Johnson will be fighting for the official 205 belt, not an interim championship. And I agree. Jon Jones. I get called a Jon Jones fangirl all the time. I'm a huge fan. Jon Jones, you are a grade A fuck up. And I don't normally swear, but I couldn't think of a more accurate description of what you are. A extremely talented, hard-working grade A fuck up. And he has a history of this. I've actually said more than once that Jon Jones is extremely immature. Extremely immature. He's 27 years old. He's young, but he ain't that young. And I've always said that. I didn't think he was fake. I think he thought he was immature and made poor decisions. Starting all the way back in his college years. Don't want to talk bad about your family, but you yourself admitted that part of your motivation for trying to become a GOAT, greatest of all time, is because you lost out an opportunity. He had to quit training for the Olympics because he had a child too early. And instead of learning from that, he went and had another child the very next year. 2 kids by the time he was 22, severely changed the course of his life. Poor decisions. Admittedly, had his kids too soon. Now, you could say that it ended up working out for the better because of what he's accomplished in the UFC, but that doesn't change the fact that a huge poor decision altered the course of his life. And he was only 21 when he had the first. He has 5 vehicle infractions on his record. 5! 2012, he was drunk and ran his car into a pole. Jon Jones, you're rich. Did you know that? You're rich. Hire a personal driver. You're rich. Why are you driving anywhere? Another poor decision. Running from the scene. Poor decision. If he would have stayed, he probably wouldn't lose his belt right now. He's extremely immature. He clearly has a substance abuse issue. He was popped for the cocaine back before the DC fight. I didn't really trip off that because technically he wasn't supposed to be tested for it in the first place because it was an out-of-competition drug testing, so he shouldn't have been tested for it in the first place. So slap on the wrist is all that he should have got. But this is another violation of his contract with the UFC, and he basically forced them to act. And I agree. I don't want to see him get jail time because we don't rehabilitate people in our jails. Here in America, we punish and punish only. It's a lie. We have for-profit prisons. We don't care about rehabilitation. And he's 27 years old with 3 kids with the resources to make his life better, huge influence over a lot of young people. He can be saved. Let's save him. Let's save him. This is probably the best thing for him. So, now, if he had not violated his contract with the UFC, I would be firmly against the UFC stripping his title. Firmly against. Because I am firmly against your job punishing you for what you do in your personal life. Firmly against this in any way, shape, or form, unless it affects the job or you broke your contract. Okay? If I get a speeding ticket, I don't expect to get written up at work. If I get a ticket for trespassing, when I was in college, I didn't expect to be kicked out of school. We have an organization that punishes people for crimes. It's called law enforcement. How about we jump on their backs to do their job? Keith Olbermann is urging people to boycott the Manny Pacquiao and the Floyd Mayweather fight. He's also urging people to boycott the NFL draft, which is actually probably happening right now. He wants you to boycott the Mayweather fight because Floyd Mayweather was convicted of domestic violence. I'm not sure when, but he was convicted and served time, paid fines, and served time for it. I believe if you do the crime, you do the time. But if you do the crime, then do the time, then you're done. I'm not going to continue to punish for someone for something that they've already been punished for. If you disagree with the sentence he got, there's your gripe. But I'm not going to continue punishing someone when they've already been punished. And I'm not going to punish the boxing league or the NFL because law enforcement has failed to do their job. Now, the NFL. Of course, we had a rash of domestic violence coming to light. They've had a history of covering this stuff up. It's now come to light. Everybody's all over the NFL to do something, do something. How about we get on law enforcement? These women went to law enforcement with complaints. Law enforcement in some cases called the NFL. The NFL got involved, put pressure on the victims, paid off the victims, and the case went away. If you're in law enforcement and an outside organization like the NFL or the boxing league or someone's college interferes to try to get you not to do your job, then shouldn't they be charged with interfering in an investigation? After all, that's what you charge bystanders when they want to film you while you're doing your work. You charge them with interfering with an investigation. In some cities, they're actually trying to make it illegal to film cops while they're doing their work. But if the NFL organization, the boxing league, colleges can come and interfere, and it's okay. It's okay because you're a fan of the team, you're a fan of the school. How come no one's talking about that? The fact that the police officers, law enforcement, isn't doing their job because they're too busy being fans. That's the problem. The NFL couldn't interfere. The colleges couldn't interfere if law enforcement didn't allow them to interfere. It is not the NFL's job to punish players for crimes. It is not the college's job to punish students for crimes. That's law enforcement's job. My head's about to explode right now. I cannot believe people can't grasp this. Law enforcement fights crime. NFL plays football. Now, the reason why he's saying boycott the NFL draft is because of Jameis Winston, and I'll admit I don't know too much information about that case. I know he was charged with rape, and I know that the case was a mess. The police were a mess. The alleged victim in this case was a mess. Everything was a mess, and that's all I know. I don't know any particulars, but that's not going to make me boycott the NFL draft, because the NFL draft, the NFL should not be punishing Jameis Winston. Whatever school he went to, I believe in Florida, they shouldn't have been punishing Jameis Winston. They shouldn't have interfered in the investigation and let the cops do their job. And the cops shouldn't have allowed the school to interfere. They should be charged with interfering in a police investigation the way you do bystanders who want to film you doing your job. So no, I'm not going to boycott the fight. No, I'm not going to boycott the NFL. It's not their job. It is not their job. Now, just to show you how consistent I am with this, I want to take a little time to talk about Donald Sterling and Paula Deen. Yes, yeah, I'm going there. I'm going there. Because what happened to them, I am also firmly against, on principle alone. Paula Deen, I'm not too familiar with the situation, but I know that she actually had lawsuits brought against her for the stuff that she happened outside of the show that she lost. She had lawsuits. She went to court. I don't know if she paid. I don't know if she won. It doesn't matter. She went to court. She got the issue taken care of. It was settled in court. It's done. Why are we taking this woman's show? Because of an issue that she already handled. Do you know? And it's not just rich folks that this happens to. The reason why we've had to create laws fighting revenge porn. Revenge porn is when someone takes a new photo, usually of a woman, posts it on Interline, and then it ruins her life. Let's just be real. Guys aren't as affected by revenge porn as women are, except for maybe on the other end, but as far as the actual pictures themselves. There's a teacher in Colorado who just lost her job over a bikini photo. I'm not lying. She used to be a bikini model. She lost her job over her bikini photos surfacing. Women lose their jobs over nude photos, over sex tapes, and I don't give a damn. This should not be happening. This should not be happening unless you work for the church. Then that reflects badly on the business, and then you lose your job. But if I want to have sex on tape or I got bikini shots. You mean to tell me I got to worry about my job because I took pictures in a swimsuit? So we've had to create laws now. We've had to create laws that didn't exist in the first place because your personal life now can cost you your job in a way that it never did before. Never did before. So whatever Paula Deen did, she went to court for it. It should have been dropped. Now, Donald Sterling. Now, this one's a tough one because I actually feel what happened to him is quite possibly one of the worst things of all the cases I just mentioned, okay? Because that V Stimpy chick, she taped him without his knowledge, then released information without his knowledge that she knew would be damaging to his life. He's a basketball team owner. The basketball league, the NBA, is 75% black. She knew this information would be damaging and she released it. She secretly filmed him or taped him, secretly released it. How is there nothing illegal there? There's got to be something illegal there. There has to be. And if there is, she should be charged. Now, I know the wife took her to court and got all the money back that she got from gifts, but forget the gifts. She should be charged. If there's something wrong she did criminally in that, she should be charged and go to jail. Jail! For costing this man his team. Yeah, I know y'all didn't expect that. But yeah. Now, what I will say is you have to be aware of the way the world works. It doesn't matter who you are. If you cost the company you work for or the organization you work with millions of dollars, potentially billions, they're going to force your ass out, period. Because companies have a responsibility to themselves, which is financial. They're amoral. Companies are out there to make money, period. Same thing with schools. They're out there to make money, period. Well, colleges, I talked about that a little bit later. So that's why you think they cover up the athletes. They're worried about their reputation. They're worried about money. So if you cost your company money or the organization you work with, like the League of Owners, money, they're going to force your ass out. After that tape was released, State Farm, Adidas, a lot of major companies pulled their sponsorship from the Clippers within 24 hours. He was costing them millions of dollars by the minute. They had to get him out. They had to get him out. But it was wrong. What happened to him was wrong. What happened to Paula Deen was wrong. Now, no one feels sorry for them because Paula Deen is actually back on the up and up, and Donald Sterling made $2 billion off of a $12 million investment. So no one feels bad. But that doesn't take away from the fact that what happened to them was wrong. Boycotting the main Manny Pacquiao fight and the NFL draft because law enforcement doesn't do their job well is wrong. I don't want to get a speeding ticket and then have to worry about my job. I don't want to have to worry about pictures of me on my Facebook and then worry about my job. How about we get on law enforcement's case to stop being fans and to do their job? Let the NFL handle football. Let the boxing league handle boxing. Let colleges handle learning. Let law enforcement handle law enforcement. That's how I feel. Across the board, I'm very consistent. So let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about Keith's urging people to boycott the fights. Let me know how you feel about Jon Jones' entire situation. Let me know how you feel about this subject, about how people are losing their jobs over what they do in their personal life. Let me know. Talk to me. Follow me on Facebook. Friend me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, J. Nell Owens. Talk to me. Take care. And goodbye.